Now let's talk about maps. This is, again, this one is a lot harder to explain in a text format, so I recommend watching this part of the video to understand it fully. So every map has pathways, a path to the center, a path that leads to the other side, aka flanking routes, and maps also have positions. So let's talk about the pathways here, right? Let me just go up. And there's a way to see your map. I don't remember what button that is to do that. Here we go. Okay, this is kind of hard to understand, so I won't do that. I won't do that mode. Okay, so each map has pathways, right? So this is the spawn area on this map in particular, and as you can see, there's 3 pathways on this map at this first area. So you have the middle route, which is going to have the most line of sight for the enemies to see you. And then there's a left and a right flanking route that you can take. And this map is kind of a bit of a bad example because everything here leads to the middle, basically. But then you come to the middle, and then you're like, okay, there's this left side you can use for cover, and whatnot. And each map also has positions. So as you can see, you can be up here, and you can, shoot the enemies from using this cover, or like from this wall over here, or you could be down here using this wall for cover. There's different angles you can be at. You could be like behind here, behind here. You could be up there. You could be like right here if you really wanted to be. Multiple positions for you to be in, which is good for the attacking team as well, because as you can see, this swirl girl right here is on the high ground of the point here. So she's able to see the whole team, but then she could just go behind this and get protected, basically. Some positions are higher up on a ledge, forcing the enemy to look up at you, or lower positions allowing you to hide from enemy sight. Most, if not all, maps have an out-of-bounds area where players will be eliminated upon falling into. I think this might be one of the maps that doesn't have that, aside from this, obviously. So if there was like a really good Spider-Man or something and you were on this point, he could just like jump from up there, pick you up, and then throw you off the map, and you will get eliminated for that. Sometimes there's like little smaller sections, like a little hole in the ground that you can fall into. This map is a bad example of that because there's not actually that many spots you can fall into, to be honest. But you get the picture. Making use of heroes like Jeff to swallow a lot of enemies, then throw them out of the map, causing them to be eliminated. Make sure to not fall in yourself during stressful situations. And all maps also have destruction. There is a button that you can press that will highlight these breakable spots, allowing you to create small openings to hit the enemy or make lines of sight so the enemy can't hide, or even collapsing a bridge or building so the enemy has less options against your team. Now this one is important. For most maps, again, this one's not really the best example of this, but I believe this bridge right here can be broken. So if someone's up here, you could break this bridge and like force them down, basically. But if she's up here, you can't really break that necessarily. Again, this map is just not a good example of that. Like these walls don't break, But you just kind of have to play around. You can press that button, see what's opens up or not. Because like let's say for example, I could what could I do here? Imagine if this wall was breakable, right? So obviously there's this hole here where you can see people, but then there's that pillar there. So realistically, if you were able to poke a hole into the wall, you could be behind this cover and this cover while still being able to hit your enemies through like a little hole in the wall, basically. Just try to look for spots like that. Take the time to walk around maps, seeing what you can and cannot get onto or into. Playing on high ground as a Moon Knight, for example, is important to his role, since it allows him to deal massive group damage to the enemy team, while also being hard to locate. Again, something like this, right? A Moon Knight can just throw his Ankh into the middle and just hit you and then go back into cover. But then you also have to keep in mind that the enemy is going to catch on to that. They will come from up here, but there's no way for them to come anywhere else. So they can come from these 3 spots, and that's about it. So your best bet is probably to stay closer to like this side. Because if you're over here, you're in the open, and if you try to run away, they're going to see you running away, but then if you come too far out here, they might just kill you over here as well. So each map has little spots like this for you to pay attention to and to take advantage of. This is something we're going to get into in the Diamond for sure. As you can see, the Squall Girl is just like up here, you know? It's going to be harder for my team to take her out, basically. And then, you know, she probably, like, comes over here. And then, like, move over to over here. Like, this is a good spot right here, especially for, like, a Moon Knight. You know? Lots of little stuff like that people don't really pay attention to. In these lower ranks, a lot of you guys are just funneling in from the middle the entire time. And then you're like, wow, we're just getting obliterated. And it's like, yeah, because the whole enemy team is just in the open. You know? And I think this is the one map where I found a shortcut by accident at one time. No, I don't think it is this one. No, it is. There's a shortcut here that I never knew about until I just accidentally did it one time. If you aren't in the spawn room, you can come on this right side here, and you technically, if you do this right, you can skip over this gap into here, and that takes you straight into the point, usually behind the entire enemy team. And that is just something I didn't know existed before until I just did it randomly. I just like came over here, I just like looked at that, pressed my button to go over there, and I was like, oh, that actually worked. Instead of you have to go all the way over here into the middle and just get shot by absolutely everybody, you know. Instead, you could just go through that back wall over there. And not many people do that. So if you have a way to do that, do that. It's important. It's important to know. It's important to master. I don't think I have to show you destructible walls or anything. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can figure that one out on your own, Chief. To be honest, I think this is gonna crash again.